Welcome back, everybody. We got more RNG versus Invictus Gaming action here for the Chongqing Major China qualifiers. Game number 1, very convincing, very easy win from RNG. Let's see if IG can bring it back this time around. I'm not feeling confident, but for the sake of good Dota, I hope that they can do it. We'll have to see.
10 seconds remaining.
So Brewmaster, Centaur, and Tusk banned. We got Wisp, Grimstroke, and Sand King banned on the other side. RNG prioritizing the first pick Earth Spirit, as IG are now going to take Shadow Shaman, and Magnus. Okay, well I'm already liking this more than the Bounty Hunter pick. I think the Bounty Hunter pick again was just hot garbage. Magnus can be played in a multitude of different lanes. Hopefully enables one of these melee carries that we've been seeing at the moment, but RNG are going to be the ones to take the Slark pretty much right away. Certainly well, it kind of goes both ways against Shadow Shaman, right? You can get out of his disables and kill him pretty easily, but as soon as he lands that first bit of lockdown on you and it manages to stick, then Slark is in some pretty big trouble. PA getting banned out. I do feel like Slark is okay against PA, but can't really man fight him. I mean, you can build a Silver Edge to deal with the evasion a little bit later on, but looks like RNG still not willing to play against the PA Magnus. Probably a little bit more willing to play against the Jug Magnus, just because Slark is quite good against Jug, but that ban might also be coming down the line here. No, actually the Void. Okay, I like the Void ban way more. The Void is actually a much better hero against Slark. So yeah, they can leave the Jug in the pool if they want. Doom getting banned out by Invictus Gaming. So for RNG, the offlane pool has shrunk quite a bit here. If they wanted something that's good against Magnus, they could pick like a Clockwork or a Beastmaster. Beastmaster would make their vision game and map control pretty insane between the Slark and the Beastmaster. Easy D wards from the Slark, lots of vision from the Beast. What else? There's still an Earthshaker in the pool, though not really at the same level as some of these offlaners that have the more reliable escapes. Hell, it could even be a position 3 Earth Spirit this game. And we're still looking at RNG grabbing some kind of position 4 somewhere. If they really wanted another position 4, it could still pick up something like a Spirit Breaker, maybe. Rubik is still in the pool. Could see that for RNG as a 5. I think this is a reasonable Rubik game against the Shadow Shaman and the Magnus. Shadow Shaman, you're pretty much always going to get a spell that you're happy with, and Magnus has that potential high impact steal with the RP. So could see that coming through, as IG just banning out the Lina. A little bit surprised to see the Lina banned. What are they picking what are they going to pick mid that they don't want to play against Lina here? I don't actually know. And IG just going to pick Nature's Prophet. Okay. So is this core Prophet then, or position 4 Prophet? Seems a little bit difficult to play like any kind of split push style against the Slark, so I think this might be the beginnings of a very group up and push oriented kind of lineup from IG. We have seen teams, what even was it? No, it wasn't Pain at the Major. It was Pain at ESL Hamburg that they were running. They ran the Nature's Prophet like safe lane a couple of games and just completely destroyed the entire map. Like the lane went great, and then the Nature's Prophet TP'd to the opposing lane quickly, found a kill or 2, took the tier 1, even took some damage off of the tier 2, and they just kept going and going and going, applying so much push pressure all the time. And that's something that Slark doesn't really cope with all that well. So I think the Nature's Prophet is a nice pick in theory for that. But now RNG, how are they going to deal with this? So they probably want some more deep push. Zeus honestly even feels fine here for RNG if they want to go for it. It's deep push, it's some scouting. It can be really annoying for Magnus to play against, you know, Thunder God's Wrath randomly canceling his Blink Dagger in the middle of a fight. But we just see the Lich coming in. Yeah, IG are just trying to push this. They're just trying to play fast. They're trying to punish this early Slark pickup. So I guess that's why they banned the Lina. It is a pretty good, just early nuke D-push kind of hero. And the Lycan now makes it a little bit more difficult to pick anything like the Zeus, because the Lycan can just kind of get up in his face. What else could RNG go for?
5 seconds remaining.
I feel like a Dragon Knight looks decent for either team in this position. The Magnus might even end up feeling a little bit lost in this game. Like, I don't know. I guess the RP going to be useful. Probably not going to see such a heavy Empower build. I don't want to see the Lycan just sitting back and farming. I think they just need to get items up and pressure, and RNG kind of have to figure out the best way to de-push this. The Frost Shield from the Lich certainly going to be helpful, and Lich Slark is quite a strong lane, so IG are going to have to watch out for that. But their laning heroes are no slouches either when it comes to the early game, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. What are other mids with good D-push other than the Zeus? Okay, though, I like the Kunkka. That kind of works for me here. Why not? It worked pretty well for Setsu in the last game, so just going to be reprising the role. We'll see if IG have any kind of better ideas versus it this time. Maybe they'll just gank him some more. I don't think the Lycan does particularly well in that lane.
10 seconds
It sounds like what? He's got good sustain against the Tidebringer harassment, but then he's not really going to survive ganks. Like, I feel Kunkka's just going to get level 6, they're going to X-boat torrent him, and then Earth Spirit's going to roll in or something, and he'll end up dying. So, alright. Tidehunter banned. Just worried about RNG grabbing some more early team fight. That's the other nice thing about this Kunkka, is that if IG are trying to cheese them and just 5-manning early on, then you want D-push and you want team fight. You want to be able to hold on to your towers for as long as you possibly can, and then once you're no longer able to defend the towers, then you want to be in a position to have better team fight than the enemy team. So they're probably not going to have much push on RNG here. It's very much going to be a like
Invictus
hold the line kind of lineup. And yeah, okay, so the Earth Spirit might be position 3, or it's position 3 Jakiro. The Jakiro even more D-push in this situation. All of the minus attack speed actually pretty annoying for the Lycan to play against. He does have good sustain against the harassment, but cool. I like this pick from RNG. It feels like IG are kind of trying to cheese RNG out of this game after they got completely dominated in game number 1. And I guess we now get to see whether or not this Nature's Prophet is going to be core or support. I think it might just be support, and they're looking for a hero to play mid versus the Kunkka, but I don't know exactly what that would be. Can you just pick Dragon Knight in this spot? Do they just have to go like all in on the... If they pick Dragon Knight, I feel like they could take this game a little bit later on as well. They are going to have 2 melee cores farming with Empower. Their supports are going to be ultra vulnerable to Slark once he gets off the ground, but they might just have to deal with that. And IG now picking Morphling. Okay, so what? They're maybe going away. So they started with like a kind of... They could have 5-manned with this, then they picked a bunch of 5-man, and now they're back to being a little bit greedier. It feels like they've kind of done this sort of a thing in terms of the lineup. Like they've changed their concept a couple of different times, but now I feel like they've just left their Nature's Prophet behind. Like I guess they're looking at these last 2 picks from RNG and they're like, maybe this cheese push idea is not going to work. Maybe we need to reconsider and actually get a little bit more late game. But now I worry that the Morphling is just not going to do anything. Like, now where does the playmaking potential come from IG? Morphling's not going to make rotations. Magnus can't make rotations until he gets his Blink Dagger, pretty much. We have seen Lycan. We saw Lycan yesterday in the Southeast Asia qualifiers being pretty successful in, being pretty successful, like, with ganking with the Dominator and stuff like that, but that's still going to take a little bit. So, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this. So it is... So yeah, it's a position 3 Jakiro here. Oh well. Only one way to find out. So yeah, Morphling mid. I think it's an okay matchup versus Kunkka. Alright, they're empowering Shadow Shaman this game, sure. So it's a Lycan, Nature's Prophet, dual lane up top. Blightstone already picked up for the Prophet. SRF is going to be in a little bit of danger. The Treants are just going to be able to run up on him, but of course Afu probably also going to be playing up there. And this bottom lane is dangerous. Like, the Slark Lich is not to be underestimated. Slark's not an amazing laning hero, but they have buffed his regen a little bit more, and it still has okay damage. So I think they're going to have to give Monet at least a little bit of respect here on his Slark.
30 seconds to battle.
I don't like this last pick Morphling. I think it looks like an okay Morphling game. I mean, there's always going to be a potential instant silence from Afu. The two supports are pretty greedy, actually, having Shaman and Nature's Prophet as the two supports.
The battle begins.
Afu, alright. Gets this bouncy just fine. Looks like it is going to be 3 bounties for IG, however. Sep tried to fight for this down here at bottom. They get some decent damage onto last, steal a couple of Agi stacks, but in the end, RNG just going to get pushed back, and IG do take that little bit of an early advantage. Who does the... Alright, well, Dota Plus is already liking RNG's draft more. 64% versus... That's crazy. It's not even 1 minute in, and it's already giving RNG, like, such a big advantage. Oli getting jumped up top. There's no Orb of Venom or anything just yet on Afu. He's instead opting for the Stout Shield to help deal with all the summons. A little bit weird to see Lycan skilling Summon Wolves at level 1, but... Alright, I guess that's the case so far. Setsu already dropping Emo super low at mid. Salving up. It's not going to end up being cancelled. How's bottom lane going? Alright, so damage onto Monet. It's getting harassed down somewhat. But already starting to see the power of this Jakiro versus this dual lane. Just spamming out the Breathe Fire. Once the Liquid Fire comes out, it's also going to get even more difficult. It's actually such a nice Jakiro pick. It's cool to see some core Jakiro. We've seen a little bit of support Jakiro. I mean, 1437, of course, on Tigers still loves picking that. Setsu tries to fake out Emo, just trying to force him to morph a little bit of strength here. Tidebringer coming back off cooldown in 1 second, and Morphling going to be forced all the way back. Gets a salve delivered, but it ends up in his backpack, so has to wait another couple of seconds before he can approach the wave. And Kunkka going to use all of that time quite effectively. Here's the problem. If you pick support Nature's Prophet, it has to win you the lane. This hero doesn't really do anything else. Like, it doesn't... If you're playing Nature's Prophet as a support, he's not going to scale. He's not really going to be useful later on. Sure, Wrath of Nature is going to do a tiny bit of damage, but beyond the laning stage, this hero just falls off hard. You have to exploit his completely broken base damage and how much damage the Treants do. Because that's kind of all you have. And at the moment, they're not really winning this lane. It's kind of going even. So, I don't know. Not convinced. Magnus finding good farm at bottom, though. This dual lane is going well. Shadow Shaman still has some mangoes. Monet, actually only level 1 at the moment. How many denies do we have here? The Shaman has 9 denies. Jesus. Alright, they're going to jump on dogfights now. Frost Shield preventing the auto attacks from doing too much damage. They're going to keep on going. One more hit is all that they need. Sep grabs the first blood. This is the combination that I was talking about with the Slark and the Lich. Monet does need to ferry out some more regen, but still. Sep going to be able to get into some arcane boots pretty quickly this game. Setsu, oh god, Emo is playing with fire at mid. This is what, his 3rd salve that he's ferried out? So even though he's doing okay on CS, he is just getting completely hammered. Neither one of them knows that there's this regen rune over here. Otherwise, they would definitely go for it. Setsu's already got his bracer picked up. Oh man, whoever finds... If either of them find that regen, that is going to be huge. Morph. Gotta be careful. Alright, Tessu tries to mind game him a little bit.
Radiant's middle
Is he gonna
tower
miss a
is under
CS for
attack.
this? Nope, it's fine. Monet. Still a bit of trouble. Alright, turns it around with the Frost Shield now, but not really amounting to too much. Up top, Lycan is starting to pull ahead a little bit on the CS with the Feral Impulse. Doesn't care so much about the harassment. Nature's Prophet looks like he's content to just start stacking and running some pulls. We are going to have a quick pause. So how's the actual net worth look at mid? Yeah, Kunkka's like 200 net worth ahead of the Morphling because he's probably bought a few less salves. Being able to X marks the spot back and heal is so damn value. Okay, we got a couple people disconnecting. So, alright, where does this game go from here? So, around 10 minutes, Magnus is probably still going to be farming the lane. He could try and make a play, like running over somewhere and skewer RPing for a kill, but I think in general he's still just going to be farming. Morphling's definitely just going to be farming. Lycan unlocks some playmaking potential once he gets his Dominator. We could see Nature's Prophet maybe TP to this bottom lane on the siege creep timing. And then they could try and take the tier 1 quickly. That would be pretty annoying for Slark if his tower got pushed down fast, but I don't know if that's going to be easy to... they would need to kill like Sep and Monet, I think. And if they do that, then I would imagine that Afu or SRF is going to TP bottom to try and hold onto that tower for a little bit longer. Jakiro thinking about going for Arcane Boots Crimson Guard. Okay. Certainly useful against all the summons and whatnot. But yeah, and meanwhile on the RNG side, Slark just wants to farm. Kunkka can make rotations once he gets some levels. Jakiro probably just wants to sit up here and pressure this tower. Earth Spirit and... Oh, Earth Spirit's got some decent ganking potential, but probably wants a few more levels to fully realize that. He's going for more points in the Boulder Smash. Kicks Doodle back. Lycan taking some pretty heavy damage. He's regenning a lot, but is it going to be enough? There's another Breathe Fire in 1 second's time. They just need to land that. Afu's still chasing. A couple more auto attacks. He is tanking a lot of tower shots. Looks like he will end up losing his life, even though he tries with the salve. Oli does manage to bring him down, but a 1-for-1 trade that I think RNG are pretty happy to take. SRF, did he get the last hit? Yes, so that's going to be some pretty fast arcanes for him. 5-minute banter rinse coming up. Looks like RNG might only get one, however, as no one coming over here to take this other one. Though they haven't seen Afu down here just yet, so they might realize now that nobody's actually taken the Radiant top bounty. Oh, dogfights. Tries to survive by popping down the GG branch and tangoing it, but nah, it's not going to do anything for him here. Oh. Torrent. Alright. Emo just stands still, just tank it up, he's going to be fine, has yet another salve. SRF, what's he up to? Trying to interrupt this pull through. It does so successfully, manages to pull the creep wave away. Alright, nice. He can choose the lane position now, he'll be able to reset it all the way back here. Pretty good, pretty good. They're jumping onto the Magnus down bottom. He does have a TP scroll, but worried that the Earth Spirit is actually here. And knows that he can actually just walk it off, so I'm not going to go for a TP out or anything. There is a shrine available, but it's actually just waiting for dogfights to get back here with this bottle. Okay, nice. Setsu at mid, almost level 6. Afu was looking for the roll onto the Morphling. Won't be able to find a kill there. Doodle. Alright, he's got his Dominator now, so once he gets his level 6, I think he can kill off this Jakiro. SRF gonna have to be careful of that. And they might not even need the level 6. They just Prophet behind the tower, sprouting it up. SRF looking like he might just get auto attacked down. That was a very simple kill. They've even got the vision up on the high ground, so they know about any sneaky TPs in, and yeah, Doodle looking to work down this tier 1 tower. Afu slows it. Literally a little bit with the Boulder Smash, but oh, skewer back on the Slark. Not really doing a whole lot though, and Afu gets the deny at top. Oh my god. Don't quite know how he managed that, but alright. Misses on the roll. SRF has already used all of his spells, just getting punched back by the Prophet. Afu, relatively tanky. Can't really go for the kill on the Lycan. The Prophet is a potential target, but so they're just going to let him get away with it for now. How's Dota Plus feeling? Still likes RNG. Setsu's got level 6. Emo is going to get caught out here, it looks like. He's still pretty tanky, though, morphing up the strength. Is he going to ferry even more salves, or is he just going to go and hit a shrine? He wants to morph some Agi so he can actually get these last hits. But doesn't want to risk dying randomly to a roll or something. Ooh. Okay, can morph a little bit more now. Ooh, playing with fire, 1 HP. Okay, he's coming over. Got action at bottom. Dogfight's in a little bit of trouble. Gets rolled on top of by Afu. Now getting the slow under the Nature's Prophet. Monet wants this follow-up kill. Looks like they might be able to find it. Afu, another roll in 3 seconds time. The pursuit continues. There is a sprout available, but won't be able to use it. Stick charge is not going to help him out all that much either, as RNG now leading by 2 kills. And that was a killing spree ended as well. So some very nice gold coming in for the Slark. He's just going to be going for some Wraith Bands and some Phase Boots. Should be able to reveal the fact that there is an Observer Ward in this area. And Monet even picking up some sentries early on here. Let's see. Can he figure it out? Yeah, easy done. SRF! As soon as Lycan gets level 6, just gets run down up top. Absolutely nothing that he can do. Just runs along the Macropyre a little bit to do some damage, but that was kind of always going to happen. And now we get this Nature's Prophet rotation down towards bottom. A little bit later than I was expecting, but still very much the play that I thought that they would make, though RNG are going to come and try and make something happen. Very good D-ward, so that is going to open this up. This rotation coming over. IG don't seem to have any idea just yet. And Dogfight splitting up from the pack. Might just get worked down before his teammates can come in and do anything. Monet wants this kill, just going to chop his way through the Sprout. A couple more auto attacks to finish it. Sep does end up grabbing the kill. SRF is also TP'd down here. Sees last. He's pretty tanky. Can't really kill him off. Just a little bit of damage onto the tower. And mid lane, Emo with the X marks the spot. Setsu takes some damage, but who are they kidding? There's no way that they're killing this Kunkka. Kind of interesting that Lycan seems to be working quite well this patch, though I guess it does feel like a pretty fast patch. And I've only seen 2 games, so I guess hard to say exactly how effective Lycan is, but yeah, both of those games it seemed to do pretty well. 10-minute bounty's coming up. Last wants to steal this one. Needs to be a little bit careful, though. Might pay for it with his life. Finds a little angle and gets the skewer away. Okay, so we've taken 1 tower on the IG side in 10 minutes. Again, they've moved away from this kind of all-in push strategy with the Morphling pick, so I'm not too stressed that the game is slowing down for them. I do worry about their supports going into the late game, but I don't think it's not the situation that RNG have like the far and away better late game. We have seen Morphling still like take over games if he gets into the right situation, though. Emo has spent a lot of gold on salves this game. You can just tell. Like look at his net worth. He's 800 behind the Kunkka. The net worth spread across the board is actually not that wide. Doodle looking for the wraparound here. Just gonna set himself up over on this Radiant Tricamp area while they wait for the mid push, but RNG very much all about just maintaining control over this section of the map. I don't think they care very much about top lane, but they want their jungle. They'd like to enable Slark to kind of farm up here at top. Oli is going for a meme hammer. I don't like this. I think I'd much prefer him to go for... Why not just get Force Staff? Your team needs a Force Staff against this Slark. Actually, if you get the Force Staff... Oh, God. Dive on last at bottom. If you get the Force Staff on Nature's Prophet, then that's going to help people survive against Slark for, like, the whole game. And you've got... I mean, you don't have that much gold towards it just yet. That bottom kill, IG easily swoop in here. Grab the mid-tier 1 tower. Might even be able to look for a little bit more. Setsu actually going to get surrounded. Ward trap coming through. They are going to be able to save him for a little bit longer with the Frost Shield. He's just going toe-to-toe with the Nature's Prophet. Will finally be brought down. They also managed to zip behind the tower, and Sep gets cleaned up by Doodle. So, tier 1 for tier 1 trade, but Invictus Gaming picking up a couple of free kills across the board. Very nice for them. Some good gold for the Morphling. Slark still just trying to farm up. Sep, only level 4, just maxing out the nukes right now. Yeah, I don't think Oli should go for a Meteor Hammer, but we'll see. Ooh, Invis on dogfights. Alright, they can dangle this Morphling as bait a little bit, might be able to find a kill. Kunkka is still a tough target, but they do see Afu rotating over as well. They got this ward over at bottom. Oli getting spotted out by Monet. And he will find himself a nice little pick off. And Dogfight's needing to be careful. He doesn't actually have a TP scroll and his Invis rune is about to wear out. What is he going to do here? He buys another Bracer. Morphling is running at the Kunkka, but I don't think either one of them is really going to do anything here. Alright, roll in stun. X, if they can keep him silenced, if they can keep him as the Kunkka, they might be able to bring him down. The boat animation bugs out, or Setsu just doesn't time it properly, so they're not going to get anything there. Dogfights is running for the hills. Gonna try and grab himself a TP, but looks like he's just gonna end up being a nice little permanent stack for Slark as Monet finds himself a killing spree. What were they hoping to do there? In what world do the Morphling and the Shadow Shaman find any kill? They just don't. Emo just needs to go and hit creeps. Just keep hitting creeps. You're not even that far up on the net worth. You just gotta keep on farming. Last almost has his Blink Dagger. The Lycan at least has his Necro 1. Still kind of the biggest playmaker on his team at the moment. So Jakiro is going to be rushing up this Crimson Guard. Look like he's already got the Vanguard completed. And RNG looking for somewhat of a tower trade here, pushing the mid tier 1 as they do lose the bot tier 1. Try and give this last hit to Magnus, I suppose, so he can get his blink. Yeah, last does grab it. Lich going for Tranquils, interestingly enough. I feel like Arcane Boots are actually pretty darn good on the new Lich. He's got a lot of pretty high mana costs, no mana regen innately anymore, and having mana boots really helps out your Slark. Like, this Slark really wants somebody on his team to have Arcanes. At least the Jakiro has them, but still, I don't think another pair would go amiss. Monet almost got a Shadow Blade up, not a bad timing, 15 minutes. Emo just going to be going for a Manta style. And IG now pressuring down bottom. Oli still has the Meteor Hammer queued up, but the Mass Serpent Ward's getting dropped down here. I said that IG weren't just trying to meme push this, but they do take towers insanely quickly. The Glyph comes out. Macropyre is going to slow this a little bit, but this is still a dead tier 2. And Last is looking for any kind of RP opportunity or skewer that they present to him. I don't know what that Frost Shield animation bugging out was, but anyway. Sep just pressuring mid a tiny bit. Setsu has his armlet now, so RNG getting some items going. Net worth and experience is building up a little bit in IG's favor though, and Doodle just runs in, immediately chomps down one. Setsu looking for this combo. They need to lock him down. Do they actually have the damage to follow it up though? That's the question. Monet lands the pounce. They bring down the Lycan. They've also got the Morphling. Where did Emo come from? He just dies. Monet's now chasing forward, looking for more. IG, an absolute disaster on the mid lane. What even happened to Morphling? He just waveform into the boat and die? Like, he didn't do any damage. It really seems like what? He just waveformed in and got blown up. What an atrocious fight. And now Monet knows that the Nature's Prophet is up here somewhere. Alright, yeah, Oli, you need this Force Staff, my dude. You can't be going for Meteor Hammer. Oh, roll in from Afu, get the stun, get some more stacks. Monet now unstoppable. You can see what I mean about the fact that he really wants someone else on his team to have a pair of arcane boots, but... SRF gonna be going for a Yule Scepter up next, so more and more lockdown getting built up for this Lycan. He's not gonna have nearly as much free reign in the fights. And once Set maxes out this Frost Shield, also gonna be pretty good mitigation against all the Lycan damage. Let's see an RP. Let's see some Magnus action. That's what we've been waiting for. They first phased the Magnus. Last finally has his Blink Dagger now. That's what they actually needed at the mid-fight. Dogfight's just going to get brought down too. Well, they do manage to cancel the Clarity with the Wrath of Nature, but not really doing a whole lot else. Last jumps in. He's going to RP the Earth Spirit. Ice Path not going to connect onto anything as Morphling does just plink him down. Emo grabbing a nice little kill. But it's on their side of the map. I don't think this is really where they want to be playing. Oh man, the map has opened up so much in the last couple of minutes for this Slark to start playing. Monet, #1 on net worth, has his Echo Saber, can easily solo kill either the Nature's Prophet or the Shadow Shaman. Oh, and they're coming over here. They're going to be looking for this kill on the Morphling. They've got the Sinister Gaze. He's feared. X-Torrent Boat. Emo did manage to morph, but he jumped into the Slark. He lost all of his health. Why would he do that? Why would he morph into Slark? I guess he wanted to try and get the Pounce out, but there was still damage. And he had the same HP percentage, but instead he was Slark and not very tanky. And just disappeared. Alright. Oh, now they found Doodle. Why are they here? Why is Doodle running up this hill? They know that RNG were just in the area. Did he think that they were going straight into Roche? They can't fight without their Morphling. At least they've got the Force Staff now on the Nature's Prophet. But what are IG doing? What has happened? Their cores are just, I don't know, making weird decisions. And RNG just kind of feel like they're taking over at this point. Set's just getting tanky. Slark is getting completely out of control. He's going to get his BKB, and at that point, they really just can't touch him at all. Last wanted the Shadow Blade, but has now decided that he needs the Yules a little bit more. Afu gets the last hit on this top tower. He's just going for a Spirit Vessel. Gonna make Morphling's life miserable. Morphling still extremely middling farm. He's got 121 CS. I mean, that's close to the top of the board, but it just feels like everybody on IG is farming right now. Even the Nature's Prophet is just farming. Oh, they've managed to catch out the Jakira. Alright, SRF is going to be brought down. Nice. Good pick off for IG. Is that going to open up Roshan? That's the big question. They're pinging it. They want to go for it. The team fight from RNG is still pretty good, though IG do take this quite quickly. Roshan dropping. RNG in the neighborhood. Sep's got the Chain Frost. Setsu's also here. Torrent gonna scout it. Buys them a couple more seconds, but realizing that there's nothing that they can really do about it, and Emo will get gifted that Aegis. Okay, nice. That's a little bit more like it. IG, now they drop the RP over onto the Slark, but he got the Dark Pact off. Also managed to get into the Shadow Dance. Afu jumping through into the middle of everything. They've already lost the Aegis. Monet just going to start auto-attacking everybody down. The Chain Frost is bouncing, but it is being soaked by the creeps. The boat only catches onto one. Setsu buffed up. Emo does manage to morph over into the Kunkka. Setsu's going to be looking for some more shots here. Continues cleaving. Emo's jumping back and forth, trying to survive. He's still X'd, though. And these hits just keep on raining in from RNG. Monet chasing further. Looking for a little bit more. That fight was chaotic, but it just ends up being a support for a support. And the Aegis popped. Hardly any Golder experience getting passed around. SRF turns up, wondering exactly what the hell happened, but no real contribution from him. He was just respawning. Nice idea trying to go for more. If they just skewered him back a little bit more quickly to the Shadow Shaman, well, he'd pressed the Dark Pact coincidentally. Anyway, oh, Doodle? What are you doing over here? Just felt confident farming. Just gets completely caught out. 13 permanent stacks for Monet. Okay. He is not even going to go for the BKB next, just opting for a Skadi instead, so tanking up pretty heavily. Oli. Oh. Stun going to interrupt him for now. Afu, that stun cooldown is really low. You can't do that anymore, Nature's Prophet. He tries for it. There's the slow. Another stun opportunity. Afu, easy solo kill for him. And now they're looking for even more. With 2 heroes dead, Dogfights gets pounced upon. He's dead beyond. Godlike streak for Monet. And what do you feel in Dota play? It's still not much of a net worth or experience lead, but starting to like the look of things for RNG. Morphling's got this Manta style, but not a whole lot else. And RNG just gonna continue farming up. I think we need a big RP for IG if they have any hope of winning a team fight. The Lycan, once he gets his BKB, that's gonna help his situation immensely, but he needs to get it. Why does the Frost Shield animation keep bugging out and like it just goes across the entire map? I don't know if you guys are seeing that as well. Okay, so IG smoke. They don't have their Morphling with them though. This is a 4-man smoke. Looks like primarily to put down some vision, though. Did they bring any observer wards? They did. Nature's Prophet's got obs. They spot Sep, but he's not a great kill. I'm just gonna take him with the skewer. Alright. Good, but not great. I got a BKB on the Kunkka and an Arcane Rune. Slark gonna go and grab his almost completed Skadi. Afu, ooh, is actually hiding in the trees here. They haven't seen him yet. IG haven't checked this spot. He could get a big silence out. Emo has morphed some strength in anticipation of this initiation. It's the right decision because they were waiting with the silence. Into the back lines goes Monet. He's looking for Oli, but the Force Staff helps him get a little bit further away. RP doesn't do anything. It's a complete whiff from last. Emo does manage to jump into the form of the Earth Spirit, rolling himself a little bit further away, but he's been silenced. He's been stunned, and he gets kicked into the grave. 6 feet under. RNG take this fight. It wasn't even the cleanest execution from them, but still more than enough to get the job done. The Magnus doing nothing. And RNG now will be able to push down the mid lane. They don't push super fast, but they do have the Liquid Fire. Nature's Prophet showing at bottom. Pushes that out quickly. The Monet will be able to come in here and deal with all of this. So that is going to be his Skadi completed if he wants it. Doodle with all of his summons popped, but no shapeshift. Can't really do anything to defend. And RNG let the Liquid Fire chip begin. TP in from the Shaman, but has to be cancelled in the end. Last actually still also in a little bit of trouble. Gets X marked. Do they have any follow-up on that? Nope. So RNG just backing out. The Slark isn't here just yet. Sep, no Chain Frost for 15 seconds. Afu looks like he might be the first one to go down. Can't get a Vessel charge over onto the Morphling, so Emo has quite a lot of room to work with this fight. And RNG, alright, they're just going to turn it around with the boat. Try and stand on the high ground. SRF being saved. Another Ice Path. Everybody getting caught by that. Finally, they get the Slark over here. Monet's going to look for his opportunity. He just chooses the Morphling. They get the stun up onto him along with the leash. They drop everything and they kill him off. Emo chasing a bit too far forward. He thought that with the Earth Spirit dead that he could just play however he wanted, but does get punished. So, in the end, turns out to be pretty good trade for RNG. They don't manage to get the tier 3 tower. There was a buyback used a little bit earlier by the Lich, but that was just for the mid fight. And now IG, alright, they got another RP ready. Can they go and do something with it? The Slark's just going to continue to become more and more of a problem. They picked this Slark super early. They had the opportunity to address it, and in theory the opportunity to address it was this all-in push strategy with the Lycan and the Nature's Prophet, but then they saw all the D-push from the Kunkka and the Jakiro and kind of said, hold up, maybe we can't cheese them. I think they should have stuck to their guns. I don't think that this Morphling pick has been useful enough. Maybe once he gets the E-Blade, that's going to change things a little bit, but for now, RNG still feeling firmly in control of this game. IG needing a little bit more vision too. Prophet is defending. I don't know if the Nature's Prophet should be the one defending right now, but I guess he just feels like he can't actually safely split push anywhere, so. Alright, Monet, quick tower, got the Scotty, gonna be going for a Basher next.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Do take out this tier 2 with the Master Serpent Ward, so it's a tier 2 for tier 2 trade. Opening up that opportunity, at least if they do win a fight, they can make something happen. But RNG content to just kind of watch their Slark farm. SRF has now gone back for a mech, so they got tons of bonus armor. Oli going for a quick D ward, but looking like he might pay for this one with his life. Monet's coming forward, looking for him. Doodle gonna pop everything. Sep in some trouble. What can they actually find? The Shadow Shaman gets silenced. Doesn't get the lockdown. Slark does have the Shadow Dance available. Pops it now, looking for an angle. Jumps up onto the high ground, heading towards his shrine. Looks like they've waited out a good chunk of the Lycan ultimate. Doodle needs to be careful. I don't know if they can continue fighting. Sep is out here. They think they can take him, but I don't know if that's a good fight, and they have no idea where the rest of the team is. So, right decision by IG. Not going to go charging up onto this high ground. We'll just back up to their own high ground. They see SRF coming in now. Shadow Dance also on cooldown for 30 seconds, but they are going to have a little bit of a window before the Lycan ultimate comes up last. He already used his Shadow Blade. Can he find some kind of RP? They've got an Observer Ward outside of the base, so they see a couple of targets. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. He gets the Skewer back onto the Jakiro, straight into the Hex, but now they come in with Afu. He gets caught in the RP as well. Torrent Boat. That's going to help save Afu. They're looking for the Magnus, force-staffing him away. Monet, seeing that the force-staff is on cooldown, just jumps onto the Nature's Prophet and brings him down as SRF now buys back into the game. They've opened up the pathway for the Slark. Heading up onto the high ground, last looks for the Skewer. Skewer's back into the Torrent. Now he's caught by the X. Monet wants to dive these tier 4s. He's going for it. He's still got the Shadow Dance. Afu in a little bit of trouble. Another nice two-man Torrent out of Setsu. Locks down the Prophet once again. He buys back. Doodle in trouble. He's got the BKB, but still no ultimate just yet, so can't really fight. Kunkka with his AC. Just so much plus armor for the team. RNG insanely difficult to bring down. Monet, alright, having some struggles to heal up. Oh, they won't be able to get the Observer. they get the Sentry, but they can't get the Obs. I mean, he was mostly complaining because he was Shadow Blading and wasn't getting any regen. Alright, Doodle, he's popped the Shapeshift. What can he actually find? All of their lockdown is dead, so not a super effective X marks the spot. Oh, okay, that's really interesting. So what, Xing yourself and then just returning it breaks the other guy's X? Like, it doesn't do anything after that point? Because Emo tried to combo him, but Setsu just couldn't get relocated again by the X marks. That's really weird. Everybody using the X to go back and heal up.
I'll take that.
RNG still not that much of a net worth lead. It's been a hard-won advantage, but team fights are still going just so damn well for them. They do still have to be a little bit afraid. There's no, they got no outer towers. So if they lose a fight and the Lycan still has Necrobook active and maybe the Master Serpent Wards are off cooldown, that's where things could get pretty scary. But they're about to grab themselves an Aegis and Cheese. Slark's got his Basher, so he is looking insanely strong. Morphling does have enough money for this Ethereal Blade. So that is something that at least the squishier heroes on RNG are going to have to respect a little bit, though nobody is particularly squishy on RNG. Slark's got 2.5k, Jakiro 2k, Kunkka with an armlet on 4.2k health now that he's got the 25 strength talent at 20, and even the Earth Spirit with his Spirit Vessel is actually sitting at 2.5k health. Morphling, alright, not going to be saving for buyback here. Just buys the E-Blade. They're running down bottom. They spot the Kunkka. Afu's not too far behind. Shadowblade scouting. Blink away from Afu. They're still going to be looking for it. They get the RP onto the Kunkka. Can they focus him down? They're not using any of the damage for this. They just want the Afu kill instead. But now Setsu's just going to go to work. He's got the boat coming through along with the cleave. Doodle's just dead. Setsu cleaves him down. They buy back on Afu, and now the chase continues. last. Tries to blink away, but he's already being hit by the X. Oh, wait. No, they've got the... Wait, why did... Oh, he's got the Yule Scepter. Alright, nicely done. Blink into Yules. Keeps himself alive, but RNG still doing just fine in that fight. No way that they could kill this Kunkka. And RNG gonna set themselves up to push in. Oli is threatening elsewhere. Pushing top lane, but RNG, no reason to go anywhere else. Monet now has 19 permanent agi stacks. Very nice for him. And second lane of Rax easily cleaned up. The Lycan had a nice start to this game, but after that just felt like he got locked down time and time again in the team fights. Couldn't actually do any damage. And RNG are going to be looking for the mega creeps here. Unless they can do something. They've already used the RP, so they're just going to skewer back onto the Kunkka. But Setsu is just so tanky. He's not an easy target to go for. They've got the chain locked down under the Morphling. Nice saving plays. The Chain Frost bouncing over towards the supports. That's trouble. Sinister Gaze on the Morphling. He still gets locked down. Fortuitous Bash from Monet keeps him in place. And Emo is done. He's dead for 70 seconds. They call the GG. They know when they're beat. And that is going to be RNG getting off to a hot start here in the Chongqing Major SEA, oh, not SEA qualifiers. I keep saying SEA qualifiers. Chongqing Major China qualifiers. I don't know. It looked better for IG this time around. At least they didn't pick Bounty Hunter, but like they picked this Magnus and then just didn't find really a single good RP the entire game. The Morphling pick felt like a complete departure from their game plan because they weren't aiming to address the Slark directly through their picks. I feel like they were aiming to address the Slark through the overall game plan. And then again, the Jakiro and Kunkka picks came out and they kind of lost their nerve. Maybe if they just run the Nature's Prophet as a core. Like, what if they run the Lycan mid and the Nature's Prophet is a core, and then they don't have this Morphling slowing down the whole game plan? I know that Magnus is not an amazing, like, 5-man push hero, but I think that could have worked out a little bit better. So, back to the drawing board for them. They are going to be facing off against... Are they playing in the next round? No, they're not playing in the next round, so they're going to have a little break to watch some games. They will be playing against FTD in our third round today, but we are going to head to a break, and when we come back, it'll be Vici versus FTD here on this stream. They weren't playing in any of the current matches, so we shouldn't have to wait. I would imagine that the lobby is already up. I'll keep you guys posted as to when the lobby fills up and when that game is going to be starting. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying all of the major qualifier action across all 4 of the BTS streams right now. There's probably games still going on, so I'll encourage you guys to go and check that out. eHome versus PSG LGD. I mean, that's a pretty sweet game. Looks like eHome actually kind of have LGD on the ropes, maybe. We got Vici versus Team Aster, also pretty sick. Actually, wait, I do have to... I lied. So FTD is not playing right now, but Vici actually are playing. So this next series that I'm supposed to be covering won't be able to start until Vici versus Aster wraps up. So there is going to be a bit of a break, but like I said, I'll keep you guys posted in chat. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.